Good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
Okay. Right. So today we will tackle or address the adverb test in English and Arabic. Then we'll proceed to sentence types in English and Arabic. I mean, this is quite relevant to translation, and it accounts for a large number of errors committed by foreign language learners, whether they are Arabs or British Americans as they learn Arabic. Now, the verb test, we said that if the verb accepts the third person morpheme, accepting S or ES with a third person singular, he, she, it, then it's a verb. If it accepts the addition of ing form, which is the present participle form, then again it's a verb. It's also a verb if it accepts the addition of ed, that is the past participle form of the verb. In case of regular verbs, we simply add d or ed. But of course, if the verb is irregular, we have to learn the list of irregular verbs by heart. So, for instance, in the word teach, the present participle form is teaching. The past participle form is, what's the past participle form of teach?
Taught.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, taught. That's it. Right. What's the past participle form of speak?
Spoken.
Spoken. Okay. Is?
Was.
No, that's the past form. We need the
Been.
past participle form.
Been.
Been. Yeah, that's it. Been. Okay. Forgive.
Forgiven.
Forgive. Good. Right. Rise.
Risen.
Again.
Risen.
Risen, you mean?
Risen.
Yeah. Rise. What's the past form of rise? Rise.
Risen.
Rose. Risen, yeah.
Rose.
How about raise?
Raised.
Raise, raised, raised. Now, what's the difference between rise and raise? try to give the Arabic equivalents of rise and raise.
raised يعني تربي.
I mean raise and rise. What's the difference? Just give the equivalent, the Arabic equivalent of each.
I think rise adjective.
No, both are verbs.
Raise.
I mean rise and raise are verbs. Both are verbs.
دكتور بالmeaning.
Yeah, can you use, is that Farah?
Dina.
Dina, can you use rise and raise in sentences?
نحكي he raised me up. إنه هو رباني. Raise me
He
up.
raised me up. Okay, that's fine.
And raise your hand. ارفع إيدك.
Okay, that's fine.
Or raise your voice. ارفع صوتك.
Okay, how about rise?
Rise ارفع. صح؟
No, raise your voice and ارفع صوتك.
Yes.
Yeah. But rise.
I know.
Look,
the sun rises from the east.
The sun rises in the east. Yeah, the sun rises in the east. Now, raise, R-A-I-S-E, is a transitive verb. It needs an object. Raise one's hand, raise your voice, raise children, raise corn, they say, to plant. So raise is followed by an adjective, by a noun, because it's a transitive verb. While raise is transitive, is followed by an object, while rise is an intransitive verb. The sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. Rise can also be used as a noun. So we can say there is a rise in prices. In prices, there is a rise in prices. Rise and irtifa. While raise, if it's a noun, it means irtifa. Raise, yarfa something. Yeah. Raise your hand. To raise funds, you know what that means? To raise funds. Raise funds. That's to say, to raise donations. يجمع تبرعات, that is. Raise kids or children. يربي. Raise corn. Iowa raises corn, which means Israel. So it all depends on the context. So if the word accepts the imperative form, then it's also a verb, because only verbs can be used in the imperative form. Then we have adverbs. Now, what makes an adverb in English? How do we form an adverb? And what does an adverb modify or describe?
Adding ly.
Pardon?
Adding ly.
Yeah, we add ly to an adjective. So if the adjective accepts ly, then it's an adverb. Now, adverbs modify both verbs and adjectives. Verbs and adjectives. So he drives carefully. Carefully here. How does he drive? Carefully. She drives slowly. She drives slowly. Again, slowly modifies the verb. Adverbs may also modify adjectives. He is very kind. Very kind. Very is an adverb, of course. That's extremely nice of you. That's extremely nice of you. Extremely, adverb, nice, adjective. And sometimes they use paradox. That's awfully nice of you. That's awfully nice of you. Nice of you, of course. Awfully nice does not mean bad. It means extremely nice. Somebody is bloody good, they say. In British English, they say bloody good. So awfully maybe, an adverb modifies either a verb or an adjective. Does Arabic have adverbs? Do you have adverbs in Arabic?
Yes.
We do?
Yes. Yes.
Right, okay. Can you give examples?
دكتور مسرعا.
مسرعا or
اقتصاديا أو عربيا.
اقتصاديا or عربيا دوليا by the way دوليا
فرحا.
فرحا
بطيئا.
yeah okay so how is the adverb formed in Arabic? In other words, morphologically, what makes a word an adverb?
تنوين الفتح.
Yes.
Pardon?
تنوين.
Yeah, we add the suffix n. That's a suffix.
Yes.
Yeah, the suffix n in Arabic, we call it tanween, of course, but it's a suffix, and it stands for it's an adverbial suffix. جاء مسرعا. بدا تعبا. Etc. Right. Do you have any questions on parts of speech before we proceed to
No, doctor.
sentence patterns? Okay. Now, sentence patterns in English and Arabic. Before we discuss sentence patterns, let's answer this question. What is a sentence?
Group of words have a meaning.
A group of words having
meaning.
Yes. A group of words combined together and having a meaning.
Again.
A group of words combined together and have a meaning.
And have a meaning. A group of words. A group of words, yeah. Well, I mean, this may apply to a phrase. A phrase has a group of words. And when we have...
Yes, doctor, but the sentence have full meaning, not unlike phrase or clause or something.
Okay. When we say a very nice weather, this is a group of words, isn't it?
It is.
A very nice weather. What he said. Is that a sentence? What he said?
Yes, it is.
Yes, doctor.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you sure? What he said?
Yeah.
What does what he said mean? How would you translate what he said?
ماذا قال؟
No, no. What he said. Have you all
الذي
done
قال؟
grammar
الذي
one?
قال؟
Yeah, ما قاله
أها.
or الذي قاله. That's not a sentence. It's not a question form. What he said is only part of the sentence. What he said is a clause. That's a clause. It's not a sentence. What did he say is a sentence. But what he said is only a clause. It's not a sentence. What he said, now, what did he say? ماذا قال. But what he said, ما قاله. In other words, what he said is clear. What he said is clear. That's a sentence. So what he said here is just a clause which functions as a subject. Okay. I don't know. Let's have the sentence. What's his name? What's his name? And use it in a structure like I don't know. So what would you say? I don't know what is his name. Would you
I
say I
know
don't know
what
what is his name?
I know what his name is.
I don't know what his name is. I don't know what his name is. What his name is a clause which functions as an object. I don't know what his name is. Okay. يعني لا أدري ما اسمه أو لا أعرف اسمه. Right. Now, I know there is unanimity about the definition of a sentence. I mean, Western linguists, of course, agree that a sentence is a group of words with a meaning. Yeah. Well, that's based on data taken from English, because in English, the sentence must have a subject or a subject pronoun. Now, in sentences like I play, you play, she plays, he plays, it plays, we play, because the verb play has no conjugation. It has no conjugation. So the same form is used with all pronouns, except that with he, she, it, we simply add an S. Even when we add an S to the verb, we don't know whether the subject is a he, a she, or an it. So say it plays, he plays, she plays. Now, what determines the subject here is the pronoun. So in English, we must have a subject pronoun, a subject or a subject pronoun, followed by a verb, followed by an object, followed by an object if the verb is transitive. If it's not transitive, then it's subject verb. Is this the case? Is this always the case in Arabic? Now let's translate these. I mean, most of you, if not all, are English major, are translation major. So let's give the Arabic equivalents of the following sentences. I play. Give the Arabic equivalent.
أنا ألعب.
أنا ألعب. Okay. You play.
أنت تلعب.
أنت. بس أنت.
أنت تلعب.
أنت أو أنت أو
أنت أو أنتم.
أنت or أنتم or أنتم. أنت أنت. It could be أنت. It could be أنتِ. It could be أنتم. It could be أنتما. It could be أنتن. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Right. How about he plays?
هو يلعب.
هو يلعب. She.
هي
تلعب. It plays.
دكتور مذكر أو مؤنث لأنه غير عاقل يعني ممكن إنه تكون حيوان إنه قاعد بيلعب.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, he and she are plus human, للعاقل, while it may refer to an animal, a male or a female, feminine or masculine. So we say it may refer to the cat or to the dog. Yeah, and it may refer to the computer, the piano, the recorder. Okay, fine, good. Let's have we. نحن. Right. You is the same. In English, I mean, it's you may stand for masculine, for singular, for dual, for plural, masculine and feminine. Yeah. How do you translate the lions play?
الأسود تلعب.
الأسود تلعب. And or تلعب الأسود. Okay. How about the women play?
النساء تلعب.
النساء تلعب.
تلعبنا.
تلعب المرأة.
هذا تلعبنا على أي وزن هذا؟ دو say النساء تلعبنا. هذا مونتي كارلو والبي بي سي وبعض القنوات الفضائية بيستخدموا النساء تلعبنا فعلا. دو say النساء تلعبنا ولا يلعبنا؟
يلعبنا.
يلعبنا. not تلعبنا. Yeah. Okay. How about okay, that's they. Let's have they. Yeah, they.
هم.
What does they stand for?
دكتور اللي هي هم عاقل ولا غير عاقل؟
هم. بس هم.
أو هن.
أو
إنهم.
أو هما. أو هما. Now when let's have these three sentences. They play, okay, plural masculine, human.
هم يلعبون.
That's very good. We have to apply these rules as we translate, by the way. Okay. Feminine, human, plural. يلعبنا. هن يلعبنا. Right. They, cats, they cats.
تتلعبان.
They cats. Plural.
قططهم دكتور.
What do we say?
قططهم.
Yeah, I mean, with play. Use they to refer to cats as plural. So they play.
هن يلعبن.
تلعب القطط.
هن يلعبن. هن معناته جمع مؤنث سالم. يعني بشر. Human.
تلعب القطط.
We say تلعب.
تلعب القطط.
Yeah. القطط تلعب. Right. Now, in Arabic, do we need to have the subject pronoun in each case? Now, when we say I play, do we need to say أنا ألعب? Or we simply say ألعب? ألعب means أنا. Because there's the alif here. أنا ألعب. So there's no need for أنا. Okay. يلعبون. Who is the subject?
هم.
هم. So there's no need to say هم يلعبون. Because we have the واو نون. يلعبن.
هن.
Good. So there's no need to, again, there's no need to say they. يعني هن يلعبن. Okay. We play. نحن نلعب. Do we need to say نحن نلعب?
No.
نلعب.
Say نلعب.
نلعب.
Okay. Right. Now, in Arabic, by the way, a sentence may consist only of one word. So in all these cases, ألعب, تلعب, يلعب, يلعبون, يلعبن. In all these cases, the verb consists of a subject and a verb. A verb and a subject. Because when we say يلعبون, it means hum. We have the waw noon, the suffix waw noon. So in other words, the verb form changes with each subject. So we have ألعب, نلعب, يلعبون, يلعبن, while English has only one verbal form, because English has lost conjugations, تصريف الأفعال. It has lost. I mean, we simply use one form. So in order to distinguish between I, he, she, etc., we must have the subject pronoun. Using the subject pronoun in English is obligatory. Dropping the subject pronoun in Arabic is obligatory. So it's redundant to say نحن نلعب, because نلعب has the noon, which stands for we. نحن. Okay. So a sentence then may be defined as a word, or a group of words with a meaning. So it's not always a group of words. That applies to some languages, like English. Now, let's give the equivalent of the following words. Okay. استغاثة. That's one word, yes. استغاثة.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, can you give the equivalence? Can you translate it?
He asked for help.
He asked for help.
Yes.
So in English we have he asked for help, a group of words. While in Arabic we simply say استغاثة. It's one word. So it's a one-word sentence. يعني الأفعال المزيدة in Arabic, derived forms, augmented forms, كلها ممكن تستخدم جملة كاملة. A one-word sentence. Okay. They helped each other. How do you translate it?
تساعدوا.
تساعدوا or تعاونوا.
Yes.
Okay. Let's have okay. Right. Let's have a verb with doubling of the second consonant or radical. كسر.
He
كسر
broke.
is a one-word sentence.
Strongly break.
Sorry.
Strongly break. Strongly broke.
Yeah, كسر means he smashed or he broke. Now, what's the difference between كسر and كسر? كسر means he broke. That's a one-word sentence. كسر, he broke. كسرت, she broke. كسروا, they broke. Okay? كسر would be he broke into pieces. He broke something into pieces, which means he smashed. So in the majority of cases, Arabic has a one-word sentence. And of course, in defining sentences, we gather data from thousands of languages. So if we have counterexamples, then we need to modify the definition. So the definition of a sentence then should be it's a one word. It could consist of one word or a group of words. So I think in translating from English into Arabic and vice versa, we have to apply these morphological and syntactic rules. So when we say استوضح, how do you translate it? استوضح.
Make it clear.
استوضح. استوضح.
He noticed up.
He, sorry.
Noticed.
Yeah, استوضح means he asked for clarification. He asked for clarification. He wanted X to clarify Y, to clarify something. Yeah. So we have to take these into account as we translate from English into Arabic or vice versa. Very often we come across mistranslations, I would say, not translations, as طلب مزيدا من المعلومات. Yeah? How does that sound? That violates the very morphological rules of Arabic. Yeah? طلب مزيدا من المعلومات or طلب معلومات. Is that right?
He request more information.
No, I mean, what do we say in Arabic instead of saying طلب معلومات?
سأل.
No, طلب معلومات instead of saying طلب معلومات. استعلم.
يريد معلومات.
No, استعلم. The alif sin ta, the prefix alif sin ta in Arabic means he asked for. It means desiderative, which is al-talab. Yeah, it means استعلم means طلب معلومات. استوضح طلب توضيحا. استغاث طلب مساعدة. استنجد, for instance. The alif sin ta. درست الصرف أكيد يعني. درست الأوزان الفعلية ومعانيها ولا ما؟ The semantics
Yes.
of the verbal forms. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, how many types of sentences are there in English? How many types?
4.
we have 4.
Yes.
Yeah, before discussing type, what is the dominant word order of an English sentence? What's the word order? How are words arranged in an English sentence?
Subject, verb,
Object.
and adjective, object or
Subject.
complement.
Subject, verb,
Verb, object.
Object.
Even clauses have in English have subject, verb. If the verb is transitive, then we have object.
Yes.
Now, what's the word order in Arabic?
فاعل فاعل مفعول
شغل
به.
أمر أو طلب.
Again,
فاعل فاعل مفعول به.
فاعل مفعول به.
فاعل وفاعل ومفعول به بس.
دكتور لا مش شرط يعني ممكن يكون فاعل بعدين مفعول به.
Okay, so we could
أو
have.
ممكن يكون مفعول به فعل يعني بتيجي على 4 أنماط.
Okay, yeah, that's very
دكتور
good.
النمط الرئيسي هو فاعل مفعول به، الأشياء التانية نادر ما نشوفها زي إنه الفاعل مقدم أو المفعول به مقدم، في مبتدأ وخبر للجملة الاسمية.
Now, my question is about the word order. The word order in Arabic is free. In English, it's fixed. English has fixed word order. Why? Because it has no case endings. ما في حركات عربية. That's why the word order in English is fixed. Subject, verb, object. So if instead of saying the mouse ate the cat, we make it the cat ate the mouse, the meaning is totally changed. In Arabic, we can have verb, subject, object. كتب الولد الدرس.
Object.
كتب الولد الدرس. Or كتب الدرس الولد. Yeah.
Yes.
We can have. I mean, of course, this occurs in formal standard Arabic. وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بكلمات. What word order do we have here?
فعل مفعول به فاعل.
Yeah, that's it. So it's verb, object, subject.
Subject.
Verb, object, subject. وإذ حضر يعقوب الموت.
فعل مفعول به فاعل.
Yeah, again, verb, object,
Subject.
Yeah. Sometimes we front a word for emphasis. It's fronted for emphasis. Can we have object, verb, subject in Arabic? Object, verb, subject.
الدرس كتبه الولد مثلا.
الدرس كتبه الولد. الدرس كتبه الولد. Now, in the opening chapter or surah, we have إياك نعبد. إياك here is object. Object, verb, subject. That's it. It's fronted for emphasis. That's why we say, as we translate this, we say, you alone do we worship.